Party people, what is up? Happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a huge mixed media supply haul for you. I have been accumulating packages for the last week or so to show this all off in one video. There were a lot of products that came out at Creativation this year for Ranger, and there were a few things that I am a completionist and I am a hoarder, let's just be upfront, and I love scrapbook supplies and mixed media supplies, so when I buy one thing, I tend to buy a lot of them. So there were a few gaps in my collection in some items, like some colors that I didn't have, and then there were just a few products that were new that I wanted to try, so yeah, you guys grab a cup of coffee, grab some tea, grab some wine. This is a judge-free zone, and let's start unboxing all of this stuff, because when I tell you this haul is huge, it is pretty massive. So the first box I have is from Tonic, and I just picked up a few more of these embellishment mousses. You might have seen me use this already on my channel. These are one of my new favorite supplies, and when I first picked them up, I just picked up a bunch of, I picked up a rainbow palette, because rainbow's my default setting, but I love them so much that I went back and got a few more. So I got this color, it's called Sea Spray Green. It's a really dark kind of ocean green, actually. That's exactly what it looks like. I have this color that's called French Rose, and this one that's called Poppy Pink, because I didn't have any light pinks in my stash. So I grabbed that. I got a darker purple. This one's called Royal Aubergine, which is apparently how you say eggplant in other places. And then this one's called Old Navy. It's just a darker, more true blue, because the blue I had was really teal. And then I got this one, which is called Mother of Pearl, Coral Calypso, and Indian Gold. And I wanted the Mother of Pearl and the Indian Gold just to add some neutral metallics to my stash. So the Mother of Pearl just looks like white shimmer when it's blended through a stencil, and then Indian Gold is just gold. And so these are just going to get worked into the storage system that I already have for my Tonic embellishment mousses, and I'm really excited to have these. Okay, so my next order was from Paper Issues, and you guys, if you guys have no idea how excited I was for this package. I have to tell you, it took everything in me to not open this stuff the second it came, but I was like, I really want to haul it, so I kind of have to wait, and it was definitely an exercise in patience. But look at all of this goodness in this bag. So the first thing in it is crackle paste from Distress. I really like the Ranger texture paste, and so Cassie had the crackle paste, so I got that. These are just some washi rolls. I said in my last haul video that I recently downsized my washi collection, and so now I'm trying to be intentional about which ones I bring back. So this is from Pebbles, and this one's from Dear Lizzie. And again, I'm just being really choosy about which washi tapes I buy, making sure that they're actually ones that I will use. I'll show you the papers really quick before we get started. I asked for a few papers from the Heidi Swaps chapters, the storyline chapters. So there's this one, which is like a print of New York, which I'm from New York City, so this is kind of perfect. And then the back side is this yellow. There's this really fun paint swatch. So I asked for two of these because I really like the florals in the background. And then there's this black and white polka dot with this really fun floral on the background. This will be fun for cutting up or even for using as a full sheet. And then you guys know I'm a sucker for rainbows. So of course I got two of these, and I love this paint swatch. I like that all of the papers in this collection feel kind of painterly. And then again, Tatiana's a sucker for rainbows, so whenever there's a rainbow paper, I tend to get two of them. And then this one has this fun sunburst pattern on the back. So these are just some papers I picked up from the Storyline Chapters collection. I really loved the art in this one, and so that's what I grabbed. But let's get down to the fun stuff, which is all of this here. So again, if you do decide to buy anything at Paper Issues, you can use my code TAZHI, T-A-Z-H-I, to save 20% off your purchase, which is a really cool coupon code. I'm going to separate this into products, and I will be right back to show you what I got. Okay, so the first thing I got was an embossing dabber. This is also from Distress, and you can put this through a stencil. You can put this on, if you're doing mixed media and you're altering things, this just allows embossing powder to stick to things. And there's something in another package that explains why I picked this up, but this is the Ranger embossing dabber. And then These are not new, but I don't have any of the Distress Oxide sprays, and considering how obsessed I am with the Distress Oxide ink pads, it kind of seemed silly to not have them, so I decided to get a few of these to try these out, and you'll notice this is like my default color palette. There's a yellow, there's pinks, there's corals, there's purple, there's mauve lawn. Abandoned Coral for trivia is my favorite Distress Oxide color, so I just got a few of the Distress Oxide sprays. These are just going to be to use in my scrapbooking and in my art journal. I'm going to try to do art journal process videos, so you guys just be really gentle with me, but I'm going to try to do some of those. But this is what I was dying, like literally gagging over. So Dina Wakely released a line of, I mean, you probably already know about this, but Dina Wakely released a line of acrylic spray paint. So these are not water-based sprays like the distress sprays or the dilutions. These are acrylic paint in a spray bottle. And she came out with a line of 12. I did not get all 12. I only bought 9 because I didn't really like the olive. I didn't get cheddar. And there's some other color I didn't get, but now that I don't have cheddar, it makes me sad, so I might have to go back to Cassie and buy cheddar. But I got 9 colors, and you guys, when I tell you I want to cover my entire life in these spray paints, I am so excited to work with these and to make things. I've been watching YouTube videos, I've been watching Creativation videos since she like talked about these. I am so happy that these are mine and that they're in my stash and that I get to cover everything in this paint. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for videos on these paints because they're going to be everywhere. Yeah, literally all over my pages. I'm super excited for these. So next up, I have a few packages from Joggles, and can I just say that Joggles wins for best packaging ever. I have 3 packages from them, and I've opened the 3 boxes to kind of expedite this, and every order is wrapped in like this super fun tissue paper, and there's different tissue paper on every order, which is wild to me. So I'm 100% saving this to put this in my junk journal or my scrap therapy binder. If you watched that video, you would know that I have a box full of just paper, like tissue paper and glassine and stuff that I've hoarded from previous packaging, so 100% going in there. So I'm just going to take everything out so I can show you what's in this first box. So this first box is full of, there's 2 things in here. So I got a few of the Distress embossing glazes, which is why I got this embossing dauber. I was not super enthused about the embossing glazes when I saw them at Creativation, and then I saw people doing interesting things with them, and I was just like, okay, never mind. Tashiana kind of needs these. What I love about this particular product is it's in the Distress range, so all the colors just match with the Distress range. So I stuck to the colors that I know I love. So Broken China, that's a color you've seen me use before. Cracked Pistachio, 100% you've seen me use before. Fossilized Amber, which is the yellow. I got Hickory Smoke because I thought it'd be cool to have a darker color. These came out in a line of 12, and I really hope Tim goes back and expands these like he always does. This is Weathered Wood, which is a fun gray. Tattered Rose was the pink option, and Rusty Hinge was the orange. I think there was a red, but red is not a color that I naturally gravitate towards. I would love to see him do more pinks and more purples in these so that I can just, you know, start hoarding all the things. But again, these are totally going to be products you're going to see on my channel. I picked up all this stuff so I could play with them, and I'm hoping to show you what I've been playing with. So the next thing I picked up were some alcohol inks. So the alloys were new to Creativation. They are different from the mixatives. The properties on the alloys are completely different from the mixatives. I have a few of the mixatives. Here's actually how I store my alcohol inks. I have an alcohol ink tin, and they're all in here. And so I have like the rose gold mixative, gunmetal, and pearl. The alloys are different from the mixative, so I'm really excited to play with those and see how they are different. And then I just picked up a few more colors to kind of expand my color palette. Like I didn't have a yellow, I didn't have an orange or like a brighter pink. I picked up a few more. Like you can tell just looking at this what colors I enjoy working with, because look at how many blues and greens. Like typically when I go shopping, I naturally gravitate towards blues and greens, and then I have to stop myself from picking up everything blue and green. So those are the alcohol inks I bought to add to my stash. I also got some alcohol ink blender tools. I normally don't use these, but I've seen a few cool things with them, and I'm all about trying things. Like, I had someone tell me that I have beginner's mind, which is like a really perfect way of explaining my approach to things. I will try anything once. So I picked up some applicator tools and some of the alcohol ink applicator felts just to do some more playing with alcohol inks. And then the other thing in this first order was the Dina Wakely Alpha Mask. Again, this is new from Creativation, and when you, like, I'm dying to go to Creativation, so if anyone out there is watching this and just wants to take me with them to Creativation, I would love you forever. But I saw Dina using this at Creativation, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I started watching more videos on more people using this, and I was like, okay, I 100% need this in my stash. So the way this works is you get the individual letters, and then you get the mask on the outside. So you can use this multiple ways, and it's plastic, so you can use it over and over. You can use it with modeling paste. I'm going to try to use it with paints and with those spray paints, the Dina Wakely spray paints. So I'm super enthused about that. I'm gonna clear off this first order and take out the next one so we can keep going. So here is my next order from Joggles, also conveniently wrapped in super fun tissue paper. I cannot wait to like collage with that paper. I think that paper is going to be really fun. But I picked up a few things. I got to figure out what I can do as far as linking, because I can't link all these products in my description box. There won't be enough room. But there are definitely a few things. Maybe I'll link to categories. Like I'll link to the category of distress embossing glazes and the category of the inks, so you can find them if you want to try them. So this next order, I picked up some of the Joggles super sturdy paper. I've watched them use it on their YouTube channel. This is supposed to be really good mixed media weight paper. It'll take watercolor, it'll take paint, and I like that it's on rings, because then you can expand your art journal as you grow, and you can use dimension in ways that you might not have been able to use in a bound book. My favorite art journals right now are these Arteza premium books. This is what I'm using. So this is the 8.5 by 12, this looks like. And then I have a 6x6 one. I have a few different sizes, but those are my favorite journals to work in right now. But it'd also be cool to have these to do things like jelly plating and to add the texture and dimension and then put it on rings later. So I got two different sizes. And then this is my second order from Joggles, because I initially purchased some stencils, and then I went back and realized that there were more stencils that I wanted. So this is the second order. This is the smaller one. So they have these huge 9x12 masks, and oh, you guys. So these are by Elizabeth St. Hilaire. So I guess this is a collaboration they did with her. This one's called Wildflowers, and this one's called Italian Wedding. And you'll see the difference between a stencil and a mask is how much positive image and how much negative image there is on a mask. So with a mask, like with a stencil, if you did ink blending through this, you would just get the image of the flowers, right? With the mask, you could cover this whole thing in paint, and you would get the negative space, and the flowers would stay whatever color you had underneath it. So if you were doing jelly plating and you covered your jelly plate with one paint and then put the mask on and did your print and then put the mask on and covered the jelly plate with a new paint, the mask would fill in these darker spaces, and you would still see the colors from the initial print underneath, which is a really different from a stencil. Like, it's very different. So I'm really excited to play with those. And then I got this 6x9 one called Bud Toss, because I just like flowers, and flowers are my love language. So that was my second order. So I showed you the second and the third order from Joggles. Now I'm going to show you the first one. So again, all of the Joggles orders come wrapped in this, like, I don't understand where her hoard of funky tissue paper comes from, but I need to like message her and find out how I can get in on this action, because this tissue paper is gold. So for this order, I have some Dina Wakely watercolor paper. This is 10 by 7.5. I just like having mixed media paper outside of an art book, just so you can do different things. I also got some collage paper, because I want to stamp on collage paper and then collage it right into my book. So I just got some Dina Wakely collage paper. This is my receipt, so let's get rid of that. Here are the other stencils I got. So this one's a stencil. This one's called Rose Madder, also from Elizabeth St. Hilaire. This one is called the Punchinella Trio, and I just thought it would be fun to have 3 little patterns for layering. So we have a hexagon, a circle, and a heart, and this would just be cool to add, you know, layering and stenciling on top of a background. And then these are more masked. So do you see exactly what I mean? They're less filled in, and they're just really open spaces. So this one's called Dear Rose Mask, and this one's called Berries and Leaves Mask. And I love like this graphic, like scribbly print. I cannot wait to use this on an art journal. And you saw my big Arteza art journal. This will fit in it perfectly. So I am super excited about using this on a page. I mean, after I film this video, I might just pull everything out and start making something immediately, because that's the thing about new supplies, is once you get them, you have to touch them and you have to do all the things immediately. And then I got a few more of the Dylusions paints. I really enjoy these. I saw that Diane is switching to like a 1 ounce squeeze bottles. These are 2 ounces. So a lot of the colors are no longer available in the 2 ounces because they're switching to the 1 ounce squeeze bottle. So that's gonna drive me a little bit nuts because most of my paints are in this size. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about switching. I mean, honestly, I don't need all the colors. That is just the hoarder in me talking. I don't need all the colors. But I picked up Periwinkle Blue, which is this cool color, Rose Quartz, which is everybody needs a light pink in their stash, Mushy Peas, which is a lighter green, and Funky Fuchsia, which is a hot pink, to go with the colors that I already have. When I do my craft room tour, because I'm going to do it, I will show you how I store all my mixed media supplies. But I like to just have complete color palettes, or as close to complete as I can get in a particular product. So there were a few gaps in my Dylusions paint storage, so I just got a few of those. Like, I still don't have a yellow or an orange because those colors I can't get anymore, so I'll have to figure it out. And then I got some of these Dina Wakely journal clips, which are just cool for, you know, using a binder clip to pin down your pages, especially as your book starts to get wrinkly and you're working in it. It's really convenient to have something to hold the pages down as you're working through it. So those were my Joggles orders. Again, I'm gonna throw that off my desk so I can clear up and show you what I got next. So my next order was from Ranger. I went straight to the source for a few things, and I was really excited about this first thing right at the top of the box. I'm going to take everything out so I can show you everything I got, but I've heard such good things about the Wendy Vecchi station. So yeah, really, really anxious to try that and see how that goes. But let's just get everything out the box so we can talk about what's in it. Okay, I have the station in my lap. We'll talk about that last. So I did get a few more stencils. I mean, at this point, you guys should kind of know what I like. So these are the large Dylusion stencils. So Diane makes her stencils in 2 sizes, large and small, which I really appreciate because sometimes you want a huge 9x12 to cover the whole page. So this one is called Garden of Roses. And then this one is called Fishtails. And I feel like this one's more a mask than a stencil because of how much open space it has. So this will be really fun to use with like spray paints. And then I got a few small ones. This one's called Leaves, this one's called Honeycomb, and this one's called Spring Bloom. And I love a good floral stencil. Also, hexagons are also one of my favorite patterns to use. And I like that these are regular compared to this one, which is from Tim Holtz. And this one's called Gradient Hex, and these are more perfect hexagons, and these are more like irregular, like hand-drawn hexagons. So I think these might be fun to use on the same page. I have a few of the Tim Holtz stencils, not as many of these larger ones. I have a few of the smaller ones. So I think it's really cool to have a different size to work with. The other thing that's in this, just my receipt, make that go away somewhere. I got the large tags. So these are 5.5 by 10.5, so these are huge, and these are mixed media tags, so you can do anything you would do on mixed media weight paper on these tags. I just think it might be fun to do a tag book. I use smaller tags. I've never played around with a tag size this big, so I just wanted to like kind of stretch and challenge myself and see how that goes. I got a few of the Tim Holtz stamps. So this is to mimic stitching. If you're not new here, you might already know this, but I hate my sewing machine and I think it hates me in return. So I think this would be cool to just mimic the look of stitching. This one's called Stitches, and then this one's called Mixed Media Marks. And I think this would be fun for just putting in the background. These are rubber stamps, which are my favorite stamps to use in my art journal. I prefer rubber stamps to like the photopolymer cling stamps. So I got these two stamp sets. I got a few things to play with my jelly plate. These are texture combs. So they're designed to like scrape them through the jelly plate with the paint on it, and it'll create texture in the background. So there's 3 combs in here. I'll just show you what they look like. So one's kind of a zigzag. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see that. I gotta find something to put it on. Hold on. That's worse. But anyways, one's kind of a zigzag. One is kind of this like open shape, and then this one almost reminds me of like Pixel. So it has like little rectangles, and again, they're just designed to be like swiped down your jelly plate to interrupt your paint background and to add markings. Also, these are jelly plate marking tools. So one's more of like a pointy tip, one is a chisel, and one looks like a bullet. And they're just designed for scribbling and marking in your paint on your jelly paint background to add texture. I got a few more colors of the Dilutions paint. So this is Peony Blush, and this is Laid Back Lilac, just a pink and a purple. I don't have an orange or a yellow, and that's gonna drive me mad. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I got a few more paste. So this is the texture paste in the transparent gloss, and this is the distressed grit paste. Just a few more paste to add texture to my background. And then I picked up the Ranger embossing ink pad because my Versamark is dead. It's just dead. And then I picked up the Superfine black and the white embossing powder. I'm wondering if part of why I have trouble with embossing is that my supplies just weren't very good. So I'm giving embossing a try with better embossing powders and a better embossing ink, and we'll see if I get any further. And the last thing I have is a food ball pen. So these pens are designed to write over everything. They're designed to write over paint, over mist. You can also use a Posca paint pen, but this just has a really fine nib. So you can do journaling on top of your mixed media work in your background. So yeah, this is called the food ball. They have them in multiple colors. This is the black. That's the one I got. And the last thing in this is the Make Art Station. So it's a magnetic surface for stenciling, embossing. So it says stenciling, aligning, embossing, and creating. And it comes with a magnetic ruler and a bunch of magnets. And if you've watched me craft before, you might have already noticed this. I'm always like washi taping my stencils because I struggle with keeping my stencils in place. Well, this will save me because it has magnets, and you can just use a magnet to stick down your work surface and your stencil or your embossing or whatever you're doing, and it's just a convenient place to do everything, and then you can wipe it up and put it away. Now, this will stain if you get like acrylic or something on it. So I won't be doing any like real messy mixed media work on it, but for like fine detail stenciling in the background, I think this is going to be super fun. Wendy Vecchi released a smaller version of this at Creativation. I think it's 6x6. But I like things big. So I went with the full size, the 12x12, and I'm really excited to play with this. So it comes with the magnetic base, the magnets, and a ruler, and I know they sell magnets for this separately, so we'll see how far I get with the 4 and if I think I need more magnets. So that was my order from Ranger. You guys, like, I'm opening all these boxes and I'm just like, can I just stop and just go make something immediately? On the bright side, it is bright and early in the morning and I have no responsibilities for the rest of the day. So after this, I'm 100% playing with paint. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have 2 orders from Scrapbook.com. So I'm going to take all this stuff out. Scrapbook.com was still doing their huge sale when I placed these orders. And actually today, until March 9th, which is in a few days, they are running a sale where you can get 10% off your entire purchase. And Scrapbook.com rarely has coupons, so if there's something you wanted, I would highly recommend running on over and grabbing it, just because they rarely have coupons. When I did get this stuff, they did have a coupon and they were still doing their February free gift with purchase sale. So this stencil brush was a free gift with purchase, and this Nuvo glitter pen was a free gift with purchase. And I've never used anything like this, so it'll be interesting to see if I like it or if I actually use it. But this is what I picked out. So I got the alcohol ink air blower. Again, this is something I saw them use at Creativation. I struggle with my alcohol inks because my blow dryer, I've seen people use a blow dryer, but my blow dryer doesn't have a cool enough setting. And I was really worried about doing the blowing with the straw thing. And then I saw this and I was like, this is exactly what I needed. So I picked up the alcohol ink air blower. This is a distress spray storage tin. So this holds 12 of the full-size bottles, which are these bottles. So I picked this up to store my distress sprays in, just so they're in a convenient place and all my colors are together. If I outgrow this, I don't know what I'll do. I'll have to either get another tin or figure out a different solution for storing my distress sprays. But for now, they're gonna live in here, and I think that's gonna be a perfect solution. I did grab a few more colors of the distress sprays because Cassie at Paper Issues didn't have all of them in stock when I was purchasing them. So I got Tattered Rose, Worn Lipstick, and Blueprint Sketch just because I needed a pink and a darker blue. So those I picked up at Scrapbook.com. And then these two kind of go together because these are the color cases from Scrapbook.com, and they come in two different sizes. I think this is the large size, if I'm not mistaken. I think I picked up the large size. So these are designed to hold 1 ounce bottles. They do make a smaller one that's designed to hold half-ounce bottles. So if you had like a lot of Nuvo crystal drops or stickles or anything like that, those go in the half-ounce bottles, but these are the 1 ounce bottles. And they hold the Dina Wakely heavy body acrylic paints. I have a few of these, and so remember I was telling you about that completionist in me? She's back. So I just decided to try to finish up the gaps in my collection, but this is how they would sit in that. So super neat. I like this a lot. Also, this is making my rainbow hat, like this is not even a complete rainbow, and this is making my rainbow heart so happy. So this will hold 8 paints. And then because it's clear, you can leave it on your desk. I think it looks really good on the desk. You can leave it on the desk. You can see all your colors. Also, it does have the top, so you can, oh, actually, this doesn't close with the Dina Wakely paints. Never mind. We'll not be closing it. We'll be leaving it open. But that's how they look in them. So I picked up 16 colors to kind of fill in the gaps that I had in my stash. So it just kind of worked out that they packaged all the bright ones together and then all the more like muted and pastel tones together. I actually was running out of this color and of white. So I picked up a few of the heavy body acrylic paints. These are heavy body, so they're thicker than the Dilutions paints are, and every medium has its place in your artwork. I like these for jelly plating more than I like the Dilutions paints because I like a thicker paint for these. Also, I like these for just painting straight onto my background. These do come in a larger size, the 2 ounce, but I don't go through paint that fast where I felt like I needed a 2 ounce paint versus a 1 ounce paint. And getting 1 ounces allows me to get more colors, so I can try a variety of colors. These paints also come in a metallic finish. I don't have any of those, but I know Dina Wakely makes some in a metallic finish. So that was my first order from Scrapbook.com. My second order was considerably smaller, but it came in a much larger box. So I actually cannot fit the box that my second Scrapbook.com order came in because it is too big. So I will show you what's in it. So I got the silicone matte You guys have seen me use the Ranger craft sheet before, which is one of my favorite supplies for covering my surface. Mind you, I don't know why I cover my desk, because it's just covered in a foam board right now that is literally covered in paint. But it's one of my favorite things for covering my surface because you can mix paint on it, mix watercolor. This is the silicone mat. You can heat emboss on it. It's a non-stick surface. It's translucent. It rolls up really small. So I'm going to try this and see if I like it compared to my Ranger craft sheet and how much, how different they are. So we'll see what the difference is. But I've also seen that you can put this like in your art journal underneath the pages, and it covers up the background. It works really well from what I've seen. This is 12 by 16, so it's a pretty large surface. And then I picked up another Dina Wakely stencil that has words in it. This one's called You Can, and it says things like say yes, be strong, indulge, choose joy, be happy, transform. And then I picked up a few of the chipboard shapes. So these are from Creativation. These are new. This is called Fly, and I picked up 2 sets of it. It has 3 birds, kind of beetle, and a butterfly shape. And then this one's just called Words, and it says things like make, do it, be you, art, spill. You can paint these. You can use the embossing glazes on this, which is what I want to try doing, which is why I picked up that dauber, because you can cover it with the dauber, put embossing glaze on it, and emboss these. And I think that might be a really fun technique to use. So I'm really excited to play with these, which is... I just want to do all the things right now, and there aren't enough hours in the day for all the things I want to do, but I want to do all the things right now. And the thing that made my box huge is, it's so heavy, is this. This is the Tonic the glass media mat, I think is what the official name of it is. I'm just going to have to try to open it. I was not going to get this. This has been out. This is not new. This is not new at all. And I've seen a lot of people use it, and I wasn't going to get it until I realized that they made a left-handed version. And then I was just like, okay, now I can't get it out of the box. Woo, child. This thing is heavy. So this is the glass media mat, and I was not going to get this until I realized that they made a left-handed version. And then I couldn't resist it because I feel like there aren't that many products in the world for left-handed crafters. We are kind of just forced to adapt to a right-handed world, and that's why I didn't want it, because the mixing palette area is on the right side, and I normally mix my palettes on the right side, but I don't enjoy doing it, and so I just didn't see a reason to invest in a product. And then I realized they made a left-handed version. And it immediately jumped into my shopping cart. So this is a non-stick surface, so you can do whatever you want on it. You can do ink sprays, whatever on it. It does have a grid on it, and then it has a mixing palette area for mixing paints, mixing watercolor, mixing whatever you want. The mat itself is huge. Like you can see this box, it says it's 14 1/4 by 23 3/4. The work surface is 12 by 14, and then the mixing palette area is 7.5 by 11. This literally takes up my whole desk. It is wonderful. I am so excited. Like, if you can't tell by how enthused I am by this, I was a little bit worried because it was glass, but I did watch a few videos, and a lot of people said that it's tempered and it's hard to break, because I am just a walking disaster. So I was like, am I going to get this glass mat and break it immediately? But I think I won't. They did say that alcohol inks will stain it. Alcohol inks stain everything, so I guess. And then there's a non-stick mat that will cover this that you can take off and use. So I just love this so much. I can't wait to just get this out on my desk and leave it on my desk and feel like a real mixed media artist. This is so validating. I love this so much. So my last order, I have one more thing to show you guys. And my last order isn't actually mixed media supplies at all. It's something completely different. So my last order is from Michelle at My Little Scrapbook Store. And I love First of all, I love Michelle. She's such a good, kind person. I 100% believe in supporting small businesses when you can. So yes, I do shop a lot at Ranger and I shop at scrapbook.com, but I also buy from Paper Issues, which is Cassie, and I buy from my little scrapbook store, and I buy from Joggles, which are these smaller art supply stores, because you support these small businesses with your money. And if I can, I always go to the smaller sources first, and then if I can't find things there, then I'll go to the bigger stores. So Michelle does this thing called a Happy Scrappy Bag, and I messaged her to find out if she was going to have one for Jen Hadfield Hey Hello. Is it Hey Hello? Hi Hello. I think it's Hey Hello. And she did. So I purchased it. She sent it super fast. And I'm super enthused about this collection. I love the colors in this. This just, oh, I'm so happy about this collection. So I just wanted to show you what is in this if you do decide to go that route. I like buying Happy Scrappy Bags because I scrapbook by collections, which you might already know. I prefer to work with the whole line at once. Because then I don't have to worry about things matching. Things just tend to go together. It all works out for me. I don't have to do any of the guesswork about matching ephemera to paper to everything else. So I'll show you first the embellishments, and then I'll show you the papers, because the Happy Scrappy Bag comes with 2 of each paper. So you will literally never run out of pattern paper. Like, you will have pattern paper from here to the apocalypse, and you will have to do something with it. So I'm totally, like, you guys, seriously, when I tell you it's pattern paper, it's a thick stack, it is a thick stack. Okay, so here's the first thing. This is the icon ephemera. So here's what it looks like. Some of them have gold foil, this like birds and these flowers and these hedgehogs. Like, hedgehogs are having a moment right now, and I'm here for it. It comes with these fun clips, which I think would be fun to use on a planner page or on a project. I gotta figure out how to use one of these on a project. I think that might be good. I'm also doing a few Happy Mail swaps, so that's why I wanted a lot of this collection, was for Happy Mail, so I'm really glad I got it. This one is the phrase ephemera. So there's the icon and then there's the phrases. I like that these are separate because that means you get more pictures and you get more words. And I like using these as layering pieces, so I'm really excited about this. The Hi Hello, Hey Hello. The Hey Hello collection is a mix of like birthday, thank you, congratulations, just a fun line. These are shaker stickers that have like fun gold confetti in them. You get 3 sheets of tiny word stickers. They all say the same thing but different colors. So you get like a baby pink, a black, and a white. And the baby pink and the white have gold foil on them, and then the black is white text. I really like this thicker set. It's a foam, not chipboard, and it's like pink with polka dots. I really like this color palette. And then you get the foam phrases in gold, and you guys know gold is my favorite metallic. So there's a mix of scripty font, big block font, and small, so things that says things like best birthday ever, sending you hugs, congratulations, feel better soon. So you can use this for cards, you could use this for Happy Mail, which is what I'm going to use it for, and you can still use it for layouts. The cardstock stickers is always one of my favorite embellishments, and these, oh, these are paper. That's interesting. So these are a matte paper. These are not glossy. These are matte paper, which is a really fun texture. I'm actually really excited about this. And there you go. There's your little hedgie and your sloth and your fox. I kind of really like these icons. And then you get a sticker book. And sticker books are my favorite thing to use. I love the Maggie Holmes and Crate Paper ones so much. So I'm really glad that Jen Hadfield has one. You get florals, leaves, some banner flags, some little icons, and then some bigger icons here. And now I will show you the papers. And since I have 2 of each, I'm going to kind of do it like I did with my last haul, which is kind of lay them across the desk so you can see all of the patterns. So the first one is a fun cut apart. So there's a few cut aparts in this collection. One's like thank you themed, one's like birthday themed, one's like get well soon, I think. We'll figure it out as we go. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so here is the first one, and then here is the back side. So the back side is just kind of like a word search. And oh, see, there's words in here. I see this one that says thank you already. So there's probably words in here that you could search and circle. So that's cool. There's this fun floral on a dark background. And then there's this pink and white polka dot. Oh, so much pink. I love scrapbooking with pink. There's this, I did this wrong. Birds. I love scrapbooking with birds. I love this. I'm going to use like a million cut files to make these. I think this is going to be great. So there's this bird on this light blue background. And then there's this kind of like paper striped. It looks like it's white with like coral colored stripes. There's this really fun floral. Oh, you guys. Oh man, that actually looks like there's hexagons in there. That's a really cool background paper. And then here is the, get stuff out of the way. Here is the B side, which is a grid, like a turquoise grid. Now we have ladybugs, which are really fun. I don't know how much I'd use that, but I would definitely use this side, which is this red polka dot. Here is another cut apart sheet. So this is the one that says thinking of you, get well soon. I like that there's tags at the bottom because I really like making tag books. So it's really cool that there are tags across the bottom. And then the B side is just some more text. Here is an icon strip with animals. So you could use this whole thing or you can cut it up into strips and use that, which is probably... Oh, I have so many ideas. Okay, I have so many ideas, but I really like these animals. And then the B side is kind of a, I want to say a cheetah print. I think that's closest to what I think it is a cheetah print. We have this, I love the colors in this line. This is very much a spring line. We have this robin's egg blue with some bees and some flowers in the background. And on this side, you have a yellow honeycomb, which can't go wrong with yellow. Yellow is such a good color to scrapbook with. Here we have some strips that are designed to be cut apart. So you have a pink one, this one that says thank you, think of you, hello, the animals, which is this one, some purses, some llamas. You can totally cut this apart. And on the back side, you have this fun pink geometric pattern. I like this dark. Like, I don't normally scrapbook with dark backgrounds, but this is totally making me want to change that and fix that. I really like this dark background. And on this side, you have a navy blue polka dot. Is that royal? I think it's more royal blue than navy. We have these little hedgies. And then on this side, you have a black and white. You guys can't go wrong with a good classic black and white. Also, this paper collection, like this whole color palette is so good together. I hope you guys are... Oh, stop. Okay, we just need to have a moment of silence to appreciate this paper. That's it. We're just going to take a minute and appreciate this. You can fussy cut this out, or you can just use the whole thing, or use pieces of it. And then it has a black gingham on the background. Here is another cut apart sheet. This thing says like best friends, you are my person, yay you. So this is the third one so far. And then the back side is more text. So I think all the cut apart sheets have text on the back sides. So I think that's really cool. So you can cut them up and then you have this graphic text on the background. Oh my goodness, all these florals are so pretty. These two papers are so lush. I'm just, wow, just wow. And then on this side, you have a coral polka dot. So I think we are heading towards the tail end. There are a few more papers. So here we have a red and pink floral. On the back side, you have this, ooh, that green's really pretty. And that green is not anywhere else. This really deep saturated green. I don't think I see it anywhere else in the collection. We have a pale pink polka dot with flowers. And on the back side is this fun. I like how much black and white there is here also. I feel like black and white is not used enough in a lot of collections. So I do appreciate a collection that has a lot of black and white. Here we have another cut apart. So this is the birthday one. And then this one is a word search, but it actually has words highlighted. So if you were going to make a birthday card, this is a really cool paper to use. If you were going to send birthday mail, this is a cool paper to use. Here, I don't have any words anymore. I don't have any words. I love this paper. That's it. I love this paper. On the backs, never mind. How do you decide which side to use a paper on when you have rainbow flowers or rainbow stripes? Like, how do you decide? Well, that's why you get to. Here are some fun donuts on this dark teal. And then the back side is this yellow that says hooray over and over. I am running out of space on my desk, so we're just gonna start layering papers. So here is some head cheese in a cupcake, because how cute. Here is a, oh, that's gorgeous. It's like a plaid, but with rainbow. Here is another cut apart. So I think there's 5 cut aparts. This one says like sending you kisses, feel better, healing wishes. Again, these are really good if you make cards or if you send mail. I think this is a perfect collection if you're like trying to get into making cards and sending cards and you don't know where. This is a really good collection to start, because if you grab the cut apart sheets for whatever card you're trying to send, you already are halfway there. This one is the back side, so it says things like thinking of you, sending you hugs. We have another floral. I am dead. I'm just dead over these florals. And then this really fun leaf pattern. We have robin's egg blue with eggs. That's kind of fun, but I like that there are robin's eggs on the robin's egg blue paper. And then this one's gorgeous. It's that light blue with on white with the eggs, with the birds and some flowers, but it's like it could read like a neutral because the pattern is so light. And then the last paper is this really fun one that you can cut apart. Like, I like these hearts. You can totally cut them out. You don't have to use them whole. And it is a green polka dot. There are so many papers in this collection, and I love how they look like all together as a unit. They feel really cohesive. I mean, I take my hat off to designers and how they do what they do, because it's not something, like, I cannot design to save my life. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this huge haul. I hope you stuck around till the end. Don't forget, if you choose to go shopping, scrapbook.com until March 9th is having a 10% off your entire purchase. If you do purchase anything at Paper Issues, you can use my code TAZHI, T-A-Z-H-I, to save 20%. I don't think that anyone else is having any sales right now. That's what I know of, but I will constantly keep you guys posted. Also, real quick, Cassie did sell out of Legendary by Cocoa Vanilla. So if you want that, Michelle from My Little Scrapbook Store does have Legendary. And I don't know if she's going to be doing Happy Scrappy bags, but she definitely has the individual pieces. So if you missed out on Legendary from Cassie and you're in the US, head on over to My Little Scrapbook Store to see if you can get it there. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You guys enjoyed the last haul so much that I figured I just had to show you everything that I got this time. And now I'm going to sign off and start making stuff. So, till next time, please keep it crafty and have the best day, and I will see you around. Bye!